Hello and welcome to another Bearded Geek toy review. In today's episode, we're finally going to be looking at the NECA Reel Toys Alien Big Chap Ultimate Edition. Stay tuned. On YouTube, no one can hear you scream. Hello and welcome to another Bearded Geek toy review. We're finally reviewing the NECA Reel Toys Alien, the Big Chap Ultimate Edition, which was released originally in 2019 for the film's 40th anniversary. Yes, Alien is that old. Originally released in 1979, directed by Ridley Scott, starring Sigourney Weaver and several others, such as John Hurt, Yaphet Kotto, Harry Dean Stanton, Tom Skerritt, Veronica Cartwright, an icon of horror cinema and sci-fi cinema, really. It is one of the classics. So we've reviewed a few of these previously in the past, most recently the Predator and Terminator 2 figures. We've also reviewed a couple of the horror ones that they have in the Reel Toys range. Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers. But without further ado, let's get a look at this and crack it open and have a look. Okay, so as always, what they usually have is the theatrical poster artwork on the front of the packaging, and as you can see, there's the iconic alien egg hatching, which was part of the theatrical poster. It says Big Chap Ultimate Edition. If you want to know the reason why it's called the Big Chap, it's because it's named after the original Alien figure, which was the 18-inch one produced by Kenner back for the film's release in 1979. And this was back when Kenner didn't actually realise that they were making toys for what was effectively a horror film, and it caused a bit of controversy. And I deal with that in my earlier video, which details the history of the Alien film franchise and its association with the toy aisle. So I'll put a link in the description to that video if you haven't already seen it. So on the side, we've got the Alien, and as you can see, the eggs all there, NECA Reel Toys. And then on the back, we have some great photography of the actual figure and what it comes with, and it has the iconic tagline, "In space, no one can hear you scream," with a bit of a description there of obviously the movie, which if you want to freeze frame, have a closer look and read that, then you can do. Same on the side as the other side, and then down here more of the iconic alien egg, and then details there of who's sculpted it, the people involved in this particular figure, and obviously the order details there if you want to search for it online. And then we'll open it up. As you can see there, a wonderful insert inlay picture photograph of the alien figure, and then you can see in more detail, well, you probably can't because of the reflection, but what we've got there is the alien and all the assorted extras that it comes with. So what we'll do is let's get this out of the packaging and have a closer look, because obviously we can't see it with the reflective plastic there. So here we have the clamshell out of the packaging, and as you can see, again, NECA have not disappointed with the amount of accessories that you get with this figure. So as you can probably see there, you get the main alien figure, we get the egg, we get the face hugger, we get the chest burster, and we also get on the back of it, you can see it there, well, a little base to put the egg on as well. So really have outdone themselves with this one. Now this, like I said, was released for the 40th anniversary, and the figure itself has subsequently been re-released without all the extras. But this can still be found online if you search. And again, like I say with all NECA products, if you're resorting to eBay, make sure that you're using verified sellers and not somebody from China, because if you're buying from China, the chances are it's going to be a knockoff figure that's not going to be of the quality of this actual product. So we'll get all the extras and the figure out slowly but surely, and we'll go through them one by one.
Appears to be completely sealed. Wait a minute, there's movement. It seems to have life. Organic life.
Well, first of all, we've got the egg and its base, and I'll just give you a bit of a closer look there. So as you can see, that's the base, and then that clicks in there, which is very, very good, and then gives you a full base there. And as you can see, the egg is accurate to how it appeared in the film. Nice and gruesome there. It's at the stage of it hatching. But look at that detail on there, that's really, really good. You can't fault them for the sculpts that they do and the accuracy to the actual screen props and the costumes. NECA really do pull out the boat when it comes to these. So there's the egg there. And then what we have here is the face hugger. Very, very accurate, and accurate even on the underside, with all the details of what it looked like when they were doing the autopsy of the dead one. And look at that, and I presume you can then have that crawling out of the egg. So, oh dear, Harry Dean Stanton's just bought the farm, whilst Jones the cat looks on in the background there. So you can have that as the face hugger popping out of the egg. That's really, really good. I like that. And then we've got here is, let's see if it'll focus on this, the chest burster in its gory detailed. I actually don't think that's red enough. I think that should be a lot redder, a lot more gruesome probably. Again, Another little added extra detail there, and you could probably just have him like lying on the floor there. Okay, so here's the original Xenomorph from Alien. Interesting story about this. The actor who portrayed the alien, because there was a guy in that suit, was a Nigerian student who was found in a pub in Soho by Ridley Scott, one of his assistants. And because he was so tall, he was asked would he like to appear in a movie. It's probably the kind of thing that wouldn't happen these days, because you'd think somebody was being highly inappropriate with you. But Balaji Bajayo, I think was his name. I hope I've pronounced that right. And it was his one and only actor role. He went back to university, finished his degree in architecture, and then went back to his home country and practiced being an architect until his untimely death, I think at the age of about 35. Unfortunately, he died very, very early. So in a way, quite similar to Kevin Peter Hall, who was the Predator, who also died at quite an early age. So it's a bit of a shame that they're no longer with us, but their legacy lives on. Now this figure is absolutely ridiculously high. It is, as you can see there, close to 9.5 inches, which is just absolutely ridiculous in size, but it's accurate to how it appeared, and the detail on this figure is just absolutely amazing. Now I'm going to be a little bit delicate here because the joints are very, very stiff, and with NECA you do have to be a little bit careful, but just look at the detail on that. You've got the perspex kind of like silver dome with the hint of another skull and face underneath, and if I'm not mistaken, it does have the secondary mouth comes out as well, which is a wonderful detail. That is absolute. I'm in awe of that. That is really, really good. Just look at the sheer detail of that figure here, all the way around. He was a very skinny man, which I think was obviously why he was chosen, because he looked, due to his sheer height, so otherworldly in this costume. And it is a unique design by famously by H.R. Giger, who just took something from his nightmares and put it onto paper, and it was actually designed, and the artwork was in a book called Necromancer, which Ridley Scott came across and then hired Giger to refine the designs that were in there. And he designed everything. He designed the alien, the Xenomorph. He designed the insides of the crashed ship on LV-426, or was it LV-427? Alright, anyway, the planet where the crash ship was, the space jockey, the egg, the face hugger, everything was designed by Giger, and it really is like something that you hadn't seen of the like before. Yes, it's a guy in a suit ultimately, and there is a little bit of a disappointment when you see it when it's ejected out of the airlock right at the end of the film, but the brilliance, I think, of this film, and the reason why this alien design is so iconic and has lasted so long, is because of the way it's filmed by Ridley Scott. You see just glimpses of it throughout the film. You don't get a proper view of it at all, so it leaves a lot to the imagination. But again, I think we're kind of like a little bit jaded with the alien design now, and obviously because it was so successful, it led to so many copycats that were done throughout the 80s and 90s. And obviously Giger was then hired to design aliens in other films such as Species. But yeah, that figure is amazing. That is really you've got, let's just have a little close-up detail there of just how brilliant that sculpt is, and just look at that head. And that's a design that was then taken away and not really utilised much, that really kind of like chrome, clear through silver design. It was done away by James Cameron for the sequel Aliens, and it had more like ridges on it, which I've got an example of here. This is my son's, one of my son's Alien figures that are produced by Leonard. So as you can see, they had a more rigid effect on the head. Again, that just gives you a comparison of how big this figure is. This is the one that's in a 3.5, 4-inch scale, which you can get at Smith's Toys. And again, I covered that in the earlier video. I find it bizarre that they produced a kids' toy line based on the Alien films, but it's got a history of that happening. And then you've got this figure here, which is just an absolute monster in more ways than one. So you've got the detail there of the chest, the arms, the pipes at the back, and even the tail. The tail is just magnificent there. You really can't fault this figure at all. Now, if you search online, you're probably going to find it for around about £30 to £40. Sometimes you can get it a little bit cheaper than that. Like I said, this actual figure itself has been re-released by NECA recently as part of a bigger Alien Wave line, where they've done the rest of the crew. They've done Sigourney Weaver, they've done Ash, they've done John Hurt's character Kane. They've done them in the astronaut outfits. They've done them without the astronaut outfits. So yeah, there's a huge Alien range that NECA have since done. So you can get this figure on its own without like the egg, the chest burster and the face hugger for around about 20 to 25 if you just want to invest in the actual figure itself. And they've done a few variants. They've done a prototype variant and a bloodied Alien variant, which, as you can guess, it probably has splashes of red paint all over it to signify the blood of one of its victims. So yeah, there's lots of opportunities for you to pick up this figure in various different guises. But again, NECA have knocked it out of the park once more with this.
That's a kitty. That's a kitty. Come on, baby. Hey, I'm gonna hurt you. Come on.
Quick anecdote for you. I first was aware of Alien as a film obviously when it came out, because it was in some of the sci-fi magazines that I used to get as a kid, and I first saw half of the film when it came out on video, probably when I was about 8 or 9 years old, in around about 1980, 1981. Yeah, because we used to have to wait that long for films to hit video, and luckily my family were one of the first kind of like families that we knew who had a video recorder. So my dad rented it, and him and my mum had a bit of a discussion about whether the film was suitable. My dad argued, well, it's sci-fi, it's no more scary than Doctor Who, which he watches every week. So yeah, come on, let's let him watch it. So I sat down with my mum and dad to watch the film, and I was absolutely loving it. You know, I didn't find it scary at all, until the notable scene where this little fella bursts out of John Hurt's stomach, and suddenly I went a little bit queasy and said, I don't feel very well, and ran straight to the kitchen and threw up everywhere. And then was promptly sent to bed with my mum and dad then having a bit of an argument about like how inappropriate it was to show me the film in the first place. So I actually didn't get to watch Alien properly until several years later when Aliens was released, and then that came out on video. And then me and my friends rented Alien and Aliens and had a bit of a double bill screening. So yeah, there you go. That's my first introduction with the Alien franchise. But they've been a favourite of mine ever since, and I really do like Alien and Aliens especially. I've got a bit of a soft spot for Alien 3. We don't mention Alien Resurrection because that's a load of rubbish. And I even kind of think the first Alien versus Predator film is not bad. But then the rest of them I can kind of take it or leave them. But I am looking forward to the planned Alien TV series that's currently in development for Fox to be shown on Disney Plus of all places, because as we know, Disney now own this little fella and the rights to the franchise because they bought out 20th Century Fox and their film catalogue. So be interested to see what an Alien TV series brings. And just for a little bit of a comparison, here's the Predator Jungle Hunter NECA figure from the first Predator film starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just a bit of a comparison for the actual size difference. Now, I thought this was a huge figure because this is almost 8 inches tall in the 7-inch scale that NECA work with. But yeah, just look at it next to the actual alien itself. It's two enemies facing off formidably there. They're going to have probably a battle on the Blu-ray shelf when I'm not looking. So if one of them drops off or falls off the shelf, I know who's the winner, who's the victor. But yeah, there's a little comparison there of both figures side by side. And again, NECA, I think, have done some Alien versus Predator figures if you like the designs from that movie as well. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and if you liked the video, please give us a like. It really does help out the YouTube channel and the algorithms, and tells YouTube what's popular, and obviously spreads the video around with its algorithms. And if you like my content, then please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and hit that notification bell to get notified whenever we upload a new video. So we'll have a new video up soon, but again, I'm just distracted just by how good this actual figure is. That is amazing, isn't it? That is really, really good. I'm so pleased with it. I bought this one. Really am. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so like I said, stay tuned for some more cool videos, and in the meantime, take care, and we will see you soon on Bearded Geek Toy Reviews. Bye now.
Final report of the commercial starship Nostromo. Third officer reporting. The other members of the crew, Kane, Lambert, Parker, Brett, Ash, and Captain Dallas are dead. Cargo and ship destroyed. I should reach the frontier in about 6 weeks. With a little luck, the network will pick me up. This is Ripley, last survivor of the Nostromo. Signing off.